Hello everyone, Fruity Beauties. It's really great to be here with you today, and it's been a while since I've made a video, and I've had a few questions coming in lately that I thought I should address by video, and but I'll do them in different videos because they're kind of probably longish answers for each of them. So anyway, the first one was that I got this email just the other day from a new subscriber who says, I don't understand why you don't eat any good vegan protein foods. And so this is an interesting question. And it seems like there's a fundamental misunderstanding here about what protein actually is. Because when I look at the makeup of my diet, I get stacks of protein, but I don't eat, I do eat some cooked legumes, like a very small amount, probably about 3 ounces at night in my evening salad. But I don't tend to eat a lot of legumes. I don't eat a lot of tofu. I don't really drink soy milk or anything like that. I get all of my protein, or rather my amino acid needs, from fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and that's it. And that small amount of cooked legumes at night in my dinner salad. Um, so it's interesting, that question. When I first started eating a low-fat raw vegan diet, I had a ton of questions about protein, and I really had to come to understand actually what protein is. And fundamentally, it is at its basis amino acids. Amino acids form the basis, they're the building blocks of proteins. And so rather than protein, we need a variety of amino acids. And we can get all of these from plants. I mean, if you look at the most, basically all of the herbivores or frugivores in the animal world, we're talking, buffaloes and bonobo apes and, like elephants, giraffes. I mean, they're incredibly muscular, and all they eat is plants, and they're eating a large volume of green leafy vegetables, some bark, a lot of fruit, and that's about it. Um, so yeah, where do I want to go with this? So it's this fundamental misunderstanding that we need to eat meat or animal products, or we need to eat um, foods in the plant kingdom which are very concentrated sources of protein. So things like tempeh or tofu or legumes, that sort of thing. The other thing is, a lot of people don't understand actually how much protein we do need. There's a fantastic book by Dr. Garth Davis called Proteinaholic. If you get the chance to read it, I really recommend it, because he talks about this obsession that we have with protein foods, which is largely driven by the meat, dairy and livestock corporations. Um, and yeah, so basically the World Health Organization says we need roughly between 40 and 70 grams of protein per day. In actual fact, most people in our society are eating at least double that amount. And this is a critical fact, because in actual fact, over protein consumption can make you a lot sicker than under protein consumption. In actual fact, it's very, very difficult, if you are eating a decent amount of calories each day, to not get enough protein. It really is impossible, because there are amino acids, there are proteins in absolutely every food we eat, to a greater or lesser degree. For instance, I could eat about 25 bananas a day, and if I didn't eat anything else, I calculated on Chronometer, I would get 32 grams of protein, which is just shy of my total. Actually, there's a fantastic calculator on the Proteinaholic site. So if you go there and you type in protein calculator, you will be able to type in your height and your weight, and it will give you an estimate of how much protein your body needs per day. And I did that, and I was told I needed 36 grams of protein. So if I ate nothing else but bananas, if I ate 2,500 bananas, which is about 2,600 calories per day, which is what, if I'm very athletic and I'm, maybe doing an hour of exercise a day, that's how much I burn. Um, and yeah, so I would get 32 grams of protein just eating that. If I were to add about 10 ounces of greens, which is probably about between 6 and 8 cups of spinach, say, I would get about 40 grams, which is absolutely bang on what I need. It's at the low end of the protein needs for the World Health Organization, but it's a perfectly acceptable amount, and it's a healthy amount for people. Um, Honestly, I feel the strongest, the fittest that I have ever felt. At the moment, I'm not even going to the gym, and I don't have any problem at all with my muscular frame, with my ability to lift heavy objects, with my energy levels, nothing like that. So protein is really a non-event as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I need to get enough, but I'm not obsessively focusing on, eating a ton of high protein vegetable foods too. I'm not eating protein supplements. Actually, a friend of mine, Mike Velocity, someone you might like to check out, he's a power lifter, and he's been eating a low-fat, raw vegan diet for about, I would say 6 or 7 years now. He has a channel called, actually longer than that, because I've been eating this way for the last almost 7 years, and I would say he's probably nearly 10 years now. He power lifts, he can deadlift nearly 500 pounds of weight, and he pretty much is he's eating fruits all day long with a big salad at night with nuts and seeds in it, and maybe some avocado or coconut or something like that. He pretty much eats watermelon for most of the day. Actually, watermelon is one of the fruits that has quite a high protein content, if you're interested. And he has no problem. Go and check him out. I might post a link to a photo of him below. He has the biggest guns of anyone I have ever seen. So if you want more muscle, what you need to do is work out more in terms of strength training, lifting. If you want to bulk up and be big, that's what you need to do, rather than eat more food. In actual fact, he doesn't eat 3,000. I think he's eating like 2,300 calories a day, which, you would think that someone lifting that kind of weight and training that much would need to be eating a whole lot more. In actual fact, he doesn't say that he needs to eat that much. So yeah, I thought you'd be interested in that, and I think that's kind of all I have on this topic. Getting enough protein is really not something that I am concerned about anymore. I was in the beginning, in the first maybe 6 months of eating this way. I thought, oh, maybe I might become deficient. And a fantastic book, if you haven't read it already, is Dr. Doug Graham's The 80-10-10 Diet, which talks about how when you eat too much protein, that is when your body goes into a state of acidosis. It's a little bit like, he uses this great analogy of when you're building a house. If you're building a house and you ask, say you're building your house out of bricks, and you ask for a certain amount of bricks to arrive at your house by a certain date so you can put the house together, and you've built the house, but the trucks keep on arriving and they keep bringing more and more bricks, you're going to have a big problem. If you keep consuming too much protein, your body's pH balance is going to be massively disrupted, and you're going to start having problems with tissue degeneration, with calcium being leached from your bones because you're having too much acid-based foods in your diet, or acid-causing foods in your diet, and it can be a big problem. So I hope this has been helpful for people. I know that I was really concerned about it in the beginning, but it's really not something I worry about anymore, and I just go about my day eating my fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, just a small amount. I would say probably about an ounce to an ounce and a half of nuts or seeds, or about half an avocado a day. That's about all the fats I need, and I feel so much better keeping my fat content low and keeping my protein content relatively low. That's not something I have to really think about too much though. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming. I love hearing from all of you, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.